So how does the now unsupported Unreal Engine 4 build of Warbox run? The short answer is not very well. This game had a ton of buzz when it was initially released, but poor performance has remained a barrier of entry for many. Development on the Unreal 4 build of Warbox ceased in the summer of 2022, as the game has since transitioned into an Unreal Engine 5 project. The artificial intelligence, animations, lighting in Unreal 5 currently, none of it works. It sucks. It just really sucks, and it's a waste of hard drive space for now. However, for the time being, the Unreal 4 version is still playable via Steam beta branch, so if a person grabs this game currently, this is what they'll be playing. Despite this being a dead build, I enjoy it for what it is, so let's see how it runs. My system specs and settings are on screen now. I've included a frame time graph to monitor the stuttering, which is the main issue with this build. These frame time spikes often coincide with grenade explosions that activate the multi-layer damage, but the issue isn't limited to this scenario. Playing now is 5 vs 5 footage at 1080, and although the issues are minimized with lower amounts of AI characters, they are not eliminated. This is not a benchmark, nor is it an apples to apples comparison. This is just the game running on my hardware in a few different gameplay scenarios. I'll give you some closing opinions and recommendations at the end, but for now, let's check out the runs. So does the Unreal Engine 4 build run well enough to give us our fix of active ragdoll, blood-spilling physics, and gore while we wait for the UE5 build to progress? That is going to be a personal decision. For me, the answer is yes. For many people, the answer is going to be hell no. Big team battles and vehicles are a no-go, and the performance is all over the place. I've had a ton of fun. Usually the sweet spot for me is 12 versus 12 on smaller maps at 1440. It's a good mix of okay-ish performance, not a crazy amount of stutters, but there's still enough AI characters in play for funny interactions and unexpected things to go on. Enjoying early access titles often depends on how much a person is willing to put up with to get to the fun parts. That is going to vary person to person and game to game. I bought quite a few early access games at this point, and my rule of thumb is to enjoy them for what they are and not to attach too many expectations to what they will be, regardless of what was promised on the store page or developer interviews. I recommend you never buy an early access game based on potential. If I buy an early access game, it is because the current price and how it relates to what is actually available to play at the time of purchase makes sense to me. If you're uncomfortable with an early access, I think you should just watch YouTube. There's lots of people like myself with this game now who will update on progress and give their opinion about how it's progressing. This game is being made by one person, and there has been progress in the Unreal 5 version. Slow progress, but it's happening. The builds are being released, and improvements are being made. Early access games are generally not for people who like to watch a pot boil. My first experience with this game was I had a 3770K and 970. I enjoyed some of the gore, and then I said, you know what? I'm going to wait until this is more cooked. And I came back, and a couple years later now I have a newer computer. I'm sort of disappointed with the performance. It's an unfinished build. It is what it is. I still managed to have a lot of fun with it. So early access games don't shape up for a variety of reasons, and regardless of whether the developers tried their best or ran with the money, you could be left holding the bag with a garbage game. I often wait for release, and that's usually the best option for me. In the end, there is no wrong answer, but an informed decision is always the best one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.